Hi, Eric Luke.
Hi, Alex.
Hey, so thanks for doing this.
Thanks for having me here.
Right. So I actually first want to find out, why did you say yes to doing this interview, having this conversation with me?
Now, first of all, I think I do have time this weekend. I'm busy for some of the other project, but I do think I can come here, and I think the concept behind is so interesting because as an artist we don't usually express ourselves, and I seldom talk about art actually. I seldom talk about my art actually, but I think it is a good opportunity and a good concept to take a deep dive into something related to art and related to the creation, the process of making art. I think that's a very good idea.
So you're willing to share today?
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
So at the end of the conversation, what would you like to achieve?
I think I will talk about something related to my art, some traditional art, Western traditional art, and I think we can explore something in Hong Kong. Whether we can move forward, we can explore something new in Hong Kong, or whether or not we can try to think of something that we can make the arts in Hong Kong better. And finally, I think I hope people in Hong Kong will be more enjoy when they're doing art.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
You are actually very on point with our intention.
Yeah.
The intention of the podcast is to showcase you,
thank you for
the
that,
artist, because I believe that you're the art. And also explore the unique opportunity that we have in Hong Kong for artists and art.
Sure.
And then the third intention is to look at what is needed and wanted to make Hong Kong the place to be for artists and creative.
That's a good idea.
And maybe we can have some fun, and the listener can get inspired to play with their own creativity, and we might also discover something new about ourselves.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Great.
Ready.
So, Eric. Eric, first I need to get your name right? So, Eric, for someone who don't know anything about you, like if you meet someone at the first time, how would you introduce yourself?
Okay. I think this is a very good occasion. By looking at the art right behind us, I think you can tell they are very traditional, they are figurative, and pretty much in realism. But maybe I can tell you something about myself. I have never been to any art school throughout my life. I'm actually trained as a computer engineer. I study computer science. I work on project in computer and AI actually. Yeah, I have my final year project when I was in undergraduate. I work on computer science. At that particular age, around year 2000, we have very, very premature technology about computer science and about artificial intelligence. I remember my project is all about recognizing a face in a photo. That means when you give a photo to a computer, it know nothing about that photo actually. It just treat them as some sort of digital values and numbers. All I was doing is coding an algorithm to teach a computer to find faces, the human face on each photo. So this is the AI 20 years ago. Yeah. So after that, you can see that most of the camera company, the digital camera company, have that features in their product. They can recognize faces.
They can focus on it.
So that they can do the autofocus on the faces. So this is the technology that I grew up and learned with. So after that, I still work on the computer science field for more than 20 years. So, but from time to time, I paint and I draw whenever I have time, whenever I can spare some time to work on art project. So, and I think another half of me, besides alongside with the engineering education, is I have very good teachers. When I was young, they came from China. They have a very solid foundation education background in academic art. So they taught me a lot of the techniques and the theory that they learned in the academic art field. So that's why I'm so obsessed with traditional art, because when I paint and I draw, I'm basically analyzing and looking deep down into every subject, all the forms, all the shapes, all the color. I think that's the most interesting part in my art for myself.
It's actually funny. I'm smiling as you're sharing this.
Yeah.
So you would call yourself a artist who does traditional method, right? And then you are also a computer engineer.
Yeah.
And then you started your career in training computer to study faces.
Yeah.
And yet,
Yeah.
when you do art,
Yeah.
you're a bit like that computer. You're like obsessed with every frame, every pixel.
Yeah, I think that's why I like portrait and figure drawing throughout my life, because this kind of subjects, I think it is so demanding and challenging, especially when you want to paint it in a realism way, and it takes a lot of time to study and practice. But I think that's okay. That's okay, because that's funny to me, and I can have a lot of happy moment producing this kind of art.
Where's that happy moment coming from?
I think it's like problem solving. I think if you ever tried to solve some problem in your life, I mean the problem in your career, or maybe in the problem when you learn something, you have to break it down piece by piece. And I think when you break it down piece by piece and you finish them piece by piece, I think it is the source of the happiness. You can achieve something and achieve something more in the next minute. I think that's the motivation for us realism artists.
So you find fulfillment in breaking up things, like from complex to simple?
From complex to simple, and we even have some more dimension in the art at realism art, because we have to deal with the likeness, the shape and forms, the value. I mean dark and brightness, and
we can
the color.
go into that when we talk about your work.
Yeah,
I'm sure. There's a lot of technical things that's coming out from you. But before we go there, I really want to understand. Besides, you mentioned about your art teachers who were really great, and like, what happened in your past that shaped you, who you are as an artist?
I think it's all about the concept of problem solving. I think I used to be a science student. We learn how to analyze the world in the sense of problem solving. We have a lot of problem to solve, engineering problem to solve. But I think it is also similar with the arts that I'm doing. I think this is my art journey. I can find the same thing and the same happiness throughout each of them. From a blank canvas, I have to put something on piece by piece, and I have to solve the problem piece by piece.
So what problems are you solving with your art?
That's a good question. And I think it sometimes it troubles me, because I even for me as the artist, I don't even know what problem is at the very first place. I just have one problem, one goal at the very beginning. That is to make a beautiful painting. This is the ultimate goal. But once we started to painting, the problem just pop up. The problem just pop up like the paint is the underpainting is evaporating too fast. How can I deal with that? Or the underpainting is messed up by me. The color is not correct. How can you solve it? How can you not giving up at this moment? I think all the problems and all the dynamics just show up throughout the journey. I think it's like you buy a ticket, buy a airplane ticket, go to somewhere else that you don't know. You wish you can have a very good vocation. You wish you can have a very good journey, but all of them is it's just you don't know what is going on.
I get that. Like it sounds like you started with an intention to build something or create something, and you mentioned something beautiful, and you do it and anticipate problems that would come up.
Yeah.
And you sounds like you actually love it. Like it almost sounds like you have faith in everything is going to be okay. I just look at the problem, solve it, and I'll get there. And whatever that is it is. Right?
Yeah.
It's quite a soothing way of looking at problems, because most of us look at problems as, oh my god, I need it's like deal with it, and fire here and there.
And sometimes we don't even know what the problem is. We just look at the painting and think that something is going wrong, but what exactly is going wrong, we don't even know what is going wrong. I think identifying the problem is the first problem. To be a bit more particular, I think when we are talking about problem, maybe it's too abstract. Let me tell you an example that I've really facing recently or over the past maybe 10 years. I'm always struggling how detailed I'm going to paint in any painting, because I'm traditionally trained. I can paint as detailed as possible. Suppose I can paint as detailed as possible. I can use a very fine brushes to paint the eyes, to paint the eyelash, to paint the hair in the nostril, whatever I can paint. But the problem is I have to balance whether or not I should paint that, or I have to control the detail whether or not I should paint that such detail in any particular moment. So I have to strike the balance, and it is not easy. The more you paint, the more detail you paint, the worse is the painting, actually, because you're drawing attention from your audience all over your painting. If you paint all the hair, every fingers, every drapery in a very detailed way, people don't know where to look at, and you lost the spirit and the expressiveness of your painting drastically, I think.
I can get what you mean.
So I think in the last 10 years, I'm still learning and practicing how much attention I have to spend on this part, or how much I have to give up, how much where in this particular painting I have to give up, maybe completely give up all that part. I just skip it. I just do not draw it. I think that's the challenging part, and the problem that I was talking about. One of the problems that I was talking about.
That's a lot of gold in what a lot of values that you shared.
Yeah.
I can get like you're using how detailed something is to direct the viewer's attention.
Yeah.
Right. And less is more sometimes.
Yeah.
And I can get like that's the difference between painting and taking a picture.
Yeah, sure.
And even picture, we choose what's to be in focus.
You choose the angle.
Yeah.
Maybe you choose the tone and what to give up in the shade. I think for most kind of art forms, literature or photography or even music, we have to choose whether or not we put some more details in one part and give up something on the other part. Yeah, I think it is the universal truth of all sorts of art, not particularly in visual art.
One thing in my life is to learn to focus on or give up something, like because I guess we all want to do a lot. I mean, like as you talk for myself, I do want to do a lot, experience a lot, and sometimes we need to strike a balance, or even saying, Eric, you do that, and then I look at it as you and I as a team, we experience together because you experienced it. It's the noise and attention, right? And very inspiring the way that you shared about where you choose to focus on. And I want to explore a little bit more about your journey. You already mentioned that you had great teachers. Can you share a bit about how you started to consider yourself as an artist? When did you start to say, hey, I'm an artist?
I think it's not at a particular time. I think it's not that black and white. I used to I think I like drawing since I am 2 to 3 years old. I think most of most of the audience and you or many people I met, I know they like painting and drawing since they are very, very small. I think it is the human nature for us to observe the real world and to regenerate and depict the world. I think it is the basic instinct of us as a human being. But as we grow up, we learn something new, and we all have a busy life, busy career, busy studying something. We all forget about this basic instinct of how we love drawing and painting. Yeah, but besides that, I think maybe at the age of 12 to 13, when I look at some great painting from great artists in the past, I think that they're beautiful. But the next question is, I was asking myself, if I want to paint that well, what can I learn? Can I be as good as those master? I'm talking about those in Baroque and Renaissance. But of course, there's a long way to go. And that's not easy for us modern people to get all the techniques and all the even the materials that they have at several hundred years ago. But I was asking myself, can I learn something like that? Can anyone teach me something that I can draw at least like them at that particular style? I like the Baroque style especially. I like the dramatic light, the realism, and the emotion that arises from those paintings. So I was asking, how can I draw and paint that well? And then I'm finding teachers. My parents helped me to find some teachers.
For the listener who don't know what Baroque period is, can you share a bit about that? How old?
Now, first of all, I'm not an expert in art history. As long as I can tell, Baroque is the period right after the Renaissance. Right after the Renaissance, people in the Baroque period started to use value in the painting. That means the black and white, the light and darkness, to shape the painting, to describe the form, to describe the human body. So when you look at the art in Baroque painting, they look pretty 3D in some sense. They just pop up from the canvas. You are just like watching a 3D movie on a 2D canvas. I think Baroque painting has that kind of characteristic. That's so great. That's so great. And then right after the Baroque, we have a couple of other art movement, and finally we come to the Impressionism period. I was actually trained as an impressionist. My first art teacher, he paint like impressionist. The use of color, the use of the red on red technique, it is so impressionism. But I'm kind of like staying between Baroque and Impressionism. I'm staying at the middle, not that modern and not that ancient, somewhere like that. But I think that's not that important. It's all about style. It's all about style.
Like that bring me to the questions like as well. Was Impressionism?
Impressionism, wow, it's like
and I also want to find out like when, right? Like for me and also for the
don't take my word as some like
disclaimer.
Like the disclaimer. Don't take my word as something like on the Wikipedia. As long as I can remember, there's a couple of very good artists like Monet, and not Van Gogh. Van Gogh is a few decades later. They all come, they're in France, they're French people, and they started to paint in a very non-traditional way. They go outside and looking at the natural light, the direct sunlight, and the indirect sunlight, like the sunset and sunrise. They draw and paint outdoor and capturing all the natural light, and so turns out their painting were in high tone and very light in particular. So they submitted their painting to the art gallery and the salon competition and got all rejected. So they set up another exhibition alongside with the traditional one, and they got all the art critics criticizing them. And I think,
what did they say?
I
like,
think
you're lazy.
The most famous art critics is something on the newspaper. They're actually laughing at them, saying that those artists paint their painting by their impression only. This is something accusing them, but they're very open-minded and think that how about we use impressionist to be our slogan to represent ourselves. So here comes the impressionist.
Right.
Yeah, they turn that criticism into something that they can be proud of. I think that's a very interesting story to me and to the world.
So they make lemonade out of lemon, basically. And it's fantastic publicity on a newspaper, right?
Yeah.
It's like to be.
Yeah, so maybe a few years later, the whole world changed. The whole world is started to rethink again whether or not a painting should be being finished in a studio, or like the Impressionists, they just go out and paint painting regular people, regular landscape that can put onto the wall of regular people's house. Yeah, it is I think it is a art movement, both on the canvas and on the society as well.
Right. So more people would collect
Yeah, good
art
connect. And can
out of
afford
that.
art.
Right.
And we can participate in art as long as you can go outside. You know how to observe the light. You can tell this is which color is this one, which color is this one. I think it is a very, very good art, maybe the best art movement in history. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously it sounds like, Eric, you love technique.
Yeah.
And
so don't take my word as an art history person. I may have the detail being incorrect. I'm not sure.
But it's fine. It's like through this sharing, I can get who you are as someone who love the technique. Something that is quite almost like data, like something that's like a system that you can compare two things. And actually one thing that I get you really love is how do we what that is equality.
Yeah.
Or equity.
Yeah.
Is a sense of, wow, it's a great thing. Now, because of this movement, more people get to have art at home.
Yeah.
So I it's quite surprising for me as well. I thought, oh my God, Eric is just going to talk about technique and history. and that is full of who you are. And thank you for sharing that. Is there anything else you want to talk about or share about your art career? Thank you for listening this far. And if you like what we do, please like, subscribe, and leave us a comment. It will really make a difference to the artist, and it might even help us to get more funding.
Maybe I think maybe it's time to talk about this one.
Right,
this
you
one
brought work here.
I brought here. I maybe first look at this one. This one is so important to me. I think so. I bring it up today, and it's being painted in the year 2000, so 25 years ago, when I was 17. I was painting this before I get into the university year, when I have a very, very long summer holiday after what we call A-level exam in Hong Kong. I have almost a half year of holiday, so I just keep drawing and painting in that period. This is actually a master copy of the painter of the Spanish painter Velázquez. I don't even know I can pronounce his name correctly. For the Spanish painter Velázquez, I have a master copy of one of his work. So this is
what is a master copy?
Master copy means I'm copying his painting.
Like his copying painting. A master?
Yeah,
or
copying one of the painting of that master. Yeah, he has. If you can find it online, it is a child painted by him maybe about 300 to 400 years ago. Yeah, the technique and all the color is so traditional, and I mimic all the techniques.
And is this oil?
It is oil. So that's why it can last 20 years without fading away. All the color, I think it looks even better than 20 years ago. I'm not sure because perhaps I have very poor eyesight right now. Yeah, I can.
Impressionist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So what you like, beside of the history, and you were like only 17 when you were painting this, what do you love about this?
I think at that age, I used it to paint as detailed as possible. You see all the facial features, all the clothes. I tried my best to capture everything, to draw all the details. Not for this part, but all the clothes, all the hair here. I try to paint everything. But right now, I think I don't paint like this way anymore. I'm trying to be more expressive, and control in the sense that I can control where or how much I would like to paint into detail and in which part. For example, like this one,
Who's this
everything.
guy? Like you mentioned something about this model.
He's John. I know him online. He's in America, and we talk with each other from time to time, and he sent me some photo from time to time. I think nowadays many artists all over the world will ask him to send them pictures to paint. He is the most painted person in the world right now.
Wow.
He claimed that.
And he has a massive beard.
Yeah. So in this painting, I intentionally skip almost everything below his mouth and the neck and almost nothing beneath that, because I want to draw the focus of the audience into the face, into the beautiful nose, beautiful eyes of him.
Yeah. Actually, I loved how the beard looks, like that kind of carefree
calligraphy thing.
Like I love that. Like this.
I was thinking about writing something down, like when we are writing Chinese, when we want to write Chinese in a very fast way, we used it to be not writing it stroke by stroke. We started to link up all the stroke. I think you know what I mean.
I know.
We used it to link up all the stroke, and if it is really really hurry, we just put some script or something like that.
Almost like writing a story by only showing the form and the shape of the word, but putting multiple words in the same context, somehow people can guess what it means.
That's why I want to share. It's all about a psychological thing, because let me put it in this way. I think it's all about the psychological aspect of how you think about the responsibility. Now this is very deep, but I would like to elaborate it. When you're writing in a very formal, slow way, the responsibility is on your side. You have to write it clearly. You wish I can bear this responsibility. This is my responsibility to make you understand. Okay, but when you are writing in a very fast way, faster and faster, you started to throw that responsibility to your reader, right? This is your responsibility to understand what I'm writing. Right. So I think this is the change.
So next time when I mumble, I was like, it's your job to understand me.
Yeah, and you get this kind of psychological thing into your painting. You just throw it away to your audience. This is how I paint. This is how I want to express. It is your responsibility to tell what I'm drawing. But I based it on the realism of the whole painting. I think this is a very funny and good way to communicate with your audience.
I mean, like the other thing I'm thinking of is how doctors write their prescription.
Yeah.
It's also almost like a
I think this
inscription.
I was thinking this is due to a practical reason, because they don't have much time. They want to squeeze some time to look after you as a patient. But after I have a couple of schoolmates who are doctors actually. I know them. They used to have very poor handwriting.
Right.
Yeah. So I think this is the same psychological pattern.
I just kept thinking that they don't want anyone to understand the prescription and then overuse or abuse the chemical. So they do that. Only another doctor or pharmacist can understand. It's like a code, right?
But next time, maybe you should interview someone who is a doctor and also participating in arts.
Oh, like
I
a
think
oh, yeah.
there's some people. I know actually I connected with someone on IG during the pandemic. I used it to talk with I told myself to talk with someone in another country every day.
Oh, so
Uh,
you train yourself to do that.
I
Why?
schedule some time to, because it is pandemic and we don't have to go to work. We have to work at home, but we have a lot of spare time. So and I have some follower all over the world, and I started to talk about. I started to talk with them every day. Every day I find someone in a different country. I actually know someone. He's my follower. He's a neurosurgeon in Mexico,
Mm.
and he loved painting. He loved painting the brain, the anatomy, and he got all the blood vessel and the nerve correct, but in an abstract way. But he
I'll
do
definitely,
very good
I'll
painting.
definitely look forward to interviewing someone
Yeah.
like that. Right?
Sure.
So, I want to ask you, what would you like to be remembered for as an artist?
I have, to be honest, I have never think about that. I think I do really hope people will would like my artwork, remember my artwork. I think uh, this is the most common way that every artist would be like, and I also want people to like my teaching style. I from time to time I teach figure drawing and anatomy, and I used my own way to teach. Not opening a textbook and talk about this muscle and that muscle. I have some some teaching method that I developed myself. Uh, for example, using an iPad, using an app to look at some particular muscle, and I have teach my student how to practice effectively.
Mm,
That's all I learned from my teacher,
right.
and I changed them a bit to fit in the schedule of Hong Kong people.
Mm,
Yeah. So being an art educator, I do really hope people would love or like how I teach.
mm, right. I think being a teacher is definitely
Mhm.
impactful, and
Yeah.
the someone who get taught by you would remember
Yeah.
your method.
Yeah, I
And
learned.
use it or not.
I
right?
used to have a group of gifted secondary school students, and after I taught them about all the figure drawing, after the class, they taught me how to draw Chikawa.
Oh, like the
Yeah,
cartoon.
yeah, I learned from
Okay.
two of my students, and they draw Chikawa so good, and I learned from them how to draw it in the right proportion, how to draw it as cute as possible. I think that's the happy thing when you when you teach someone,
And you learn.
we can learn from them.
Right. So one of the intention of the podcast is explore
Mm,
what we can do
mm,
to make Hong Kong the place to be for artists.
mm.
So let's talk about Hong Kong.
Let's talk about Hong Kong. Right.
So what do you see as a unique opportunities that we can get in Hong Kong and might not be able to find some elsewhere?
I think as a person, I grew up in Hong Kong. I have all of my education, like from kindergarten to the university to postgraduate, all in Hong Kong. And I think we have a very good educational system. That that's that's very true. We have the highest professional quality teachers in Hong Kong. And I also feeling so blessed that I have many very good art teacher coming from China to Hong Kong. But Hong Kong as a whole, I think we have a very good cultural advantage. We have both the Western culture and the Chinese culture all happening in Hong Kong. You just go to West Kowloon, you just go to the Hong Kong Art Museum, you can see that we have a very diverse type of artwork, both modern and traditional in one dimension, Western and Chinese art in another dimension. We have all the arts that you can find in Hong Kong right now at this moment. So as an Western traditional artist, I grew up keep exploring something from the Eastern world, from the Chinese world. Eastern, I mean both Chinese and Japanese and all the Oriental arts that we can find. I think Chinese painting and calligraphy in Hong Kong or through my art journey really affects me a lot. I get as I'm of course I'm not a calligraphy artist, but we write in Chinese. We are forced by our teacher to write properly in Chinese. I think
when we were kids.
yeah, we keep on practicing calligraphy, although not in a very professional way. But I think the art form of calligraphy, the composition, the line quality, everything can be taken reference to contribute the aesthetic of Western art. Yeah.
So it's like really great quality of teachers here, and also the really West meet East, East meet West.
Yeah.
Right. Like I can get a sense of like drawing different aspects of cultures to stimulate our own learning, grow, and challenge, making some new technique or new style is what you're sharing. Right?
I think I have one more point. As an engineer, I think Hong Kong is a very good place for art tech in the future. We have very good artists. We have very good infrastructure in our society. We have very good exhibition venue, and also we have the technology. We can I think in most of the place in the world, we couldn't find something so technologically ready. For example, when you need to buy some LED in for your artwork, you have to buy the LED, you have to buy the controller, you have to source the software. Everything would be so difficult if you are not in Hong Kong. We can go to China and get all the LED. We can source. We can go online, go to GitHub or the software library to get all the software that you need. I think Hong Kong is a hub for everything that art tech will be needed, and also AI. We are all talking about AI in this year. I think Hong Kong should be a place for us to explore how technology and art tech can bring into traditional or the art industry.
I do get a sense how much having the mainland China so close and or the manufacturing industry and technology that we Chinese have, then can be quite beneficial for some artists to evolve their art in a very quick rate. Right? And so, what do you think is the biggest challenge that an artist will face in Hong Kong?
I think maybe I will bring it back to education. Yeah, because we don't have an art academy below the university level. Yeah, we have very good art department at my university, at the Chinese University of Hong Kong, and we also have the design faculty in the PolyU. We have all all the art resources at the university level, but we do not have an art academy for our secondary school student or post-secondary school student. And art is a training, like language and music. You have to spend a lot of time in your teenage to practice all the fundamentals, to build up your aesthetic and the skills and the way you observe the world, observe every subject. It takes time. It just takes time. It will be too late if someone pick it up in the age of like 18 or 20 in the undergraduate level. It will be too late.
I get that. Like when I was 14, my secondary school stopped offering art. So I basically had a long period of time that I have no drawing, painting, and I study science. It's not like I thought I was an artist at that age or before. And I can get that. Right? In Hong Kong, there's a kind of a gap. Right? We draw and paint when we're young, and there's a gap in the middle
They
around.
focus on drawing so much in kindergarten.
Yeah.
But once you have the goal or aim for the public examination or everything,
we can't give that up.
Will be given up. Yeah.
And as you were sharing, like drawing and painting is such an innate human like activity.
Yeah. Desire, I think I can tell. Desire.
Right.
Yeah.
Great. And so what do you like to see happening more in Hong Kong to make Hong Kong the place to be for artists and creatives?
Maybe I think we can collaborate more, especially for the Chinese art artists and Western artists. We can collaborate more. And
how does it look like? How does the collaboration look like?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure because as an artist, we cannot paint on a canvas together. We cannot do that. Painting is a very, very personal thing. You have to do it from start to finish. But I think we can organize some exhibition which is not that rigid. For example, not that rigid about Chinese painting. We can fix on a particular topic like landscape. Let's compare something Western, something Eastern, but on the same subject. Yeah.
Like do not limit it by genre or technique.
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe the same genre, but not the West and East separation.
Got that. And what would you advise if someone who's running the government or a NGO who are committed to make Hong Kong the art hub of Asia or the world, what would you advise them to do?
I think as a whole, Hong Kong is doing so good already, and we have all the world-class exhibition in Hong Kong. But I think a step ahead, maybe we can utilize some more exhibition venue in Hong Kong. We have a lot of public places that not even used, or someone who.
Can you give an example of those public places?
Like the industrial buildings in Hong Kong. They have many industrial buildings. Of course, the government is doing so great, and the Hong Kong Jockey Club is also doing something really, really good to vitalize such places. PMQ and the place in Sham Shui Po, they're doing so good. But I think there's always room to improve because we always have a lot of artists or aspiring artists who need a place for their exhibition. They have to tell someone that they are doing something.
My dream is to have a regular street art festival space, like at the Harbour Front, like in Tsim Sha Tsui and Central. Maybe people can take a ferry across and then go to two different parts and of the event.
I think of something. Last time I went to Japan, I think that they have a very innovative way to exhibit their artwork. There's a museum in Japan which don't have a particular building. It is a museum that you go online, get a ticket, pay for a ticket, and you go to different places. The places is just like a flat, just like an apartment, all over the city.
Like treasure hunt.
Yeah, like treasure hunt, but they are all grouped into one single museum.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, you just bought a ticket and go there.
They give you a
apartment by
map.
one apartment, and
Yeah.
each apartment is one artwork.
Oh, nice.
Or just a few artwork there. So you just have a whole day tour for one museum, one city, and one ticket. I think that's a new way that we can explore.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
It's like I can see a little map that we can do a pause, like building with arrow on the ground, and then you go upstairs, one floor, and go find all like 85 artwork hidden in this building.
I don't mention the name. I think the audience can check it out.
Right. So where can we learn more about your work?
You can follow my Instagram. Of course, I will put some more artwork once I finish them onto the Instagram. And I also teach at the CUSCS, the School of Continuous Studies. Okay.
Yeah. So if anyone who want to learn the method, like traditional method, or maybe mix with
drawing,
figure drawing
and anatomy.
Yeah, and maybe mix a bit of technology.
Yeah,
like you mentioned.
Yeah,
like they should do your course.
Yeah,
great. Thanks for sharing that. I might take up that.
Sure.
And I feel like I would love to have a mentor in drawing. And so, thank you so much for being here, Eric.
Thank you, Alex.
I love the way that you share about technique. There's a sense of being a technical purist, but also there's a openness to integrate technology to make tradition relevant and also adaptive to what people need these days in the way you talk. And if I would say the most memorable thing that really touched me is how much you love Impressionism period, because it made art a thing that we share for everyone.
Yeah. And I think that completely changed how we see art as a whole. It's no longer something belongs to the noble class. It is something that we can own, and we can paint that way and enjoy art as an artist in an easy way. I think it is related to nowadays. Actually, I think we are facing another so-called crisis in these few years because of AI. Because of AI, nowadays at this moment, November 2025, AI and generative AI can literally produce anything that you can imagine. But so why we are doing art, or why we are drawing and painting at this age? I think that's a question. What is the purpose of drawing and painting?
Yeah, what's the purpose of art, and what is art?
I don't have the ultimate answer, of course, but I think it's all about the process. It's all about the process. It's not about the product. If you are talking about the product, if all you want is a storyboard illustration that you just go to Google and try out the Nano Banana generation, and then you can have your storyboard ready in 2 minutes. Okay, but I think the process of producing art, the process of looking at a subject, understand the shape, understand the color, and interpret the color, express it in your own way. This is all about human process. This is something that you can enjoy. and AI cannot take it away from you.
Maybe
So
there is a opportunity here to remind that what make life is so precious is the
process.
process, the experience of living, not the end. We
Yeah.
all know where we're heading at the end. So thank you so much again for being here.
Thank you, Alex, for
And,
having me.
I look forward to talking to you again, maybe in a few years, and see where that process has led you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you're an artist, collector, art professional, or government official, has a view of Hong Kong art industry or a story to tell, please go to the link in our bio, fill in the form, and we'll be happy to hear from you.